Working class beer reviews. Looking at Icehouse ice brewed lager. Ice brewed for a bolder taste. It says. Um, get this open, get started. It's been a while. Haven't made a video in a bit. Kind of haven't had time. Haven't had anything set aside for review. May end up having to start doing some revisits on some stuff that I've done before. Coming back around second pass. Just to keep content rolling, and it's been a while since some of these I've came and actually contemplated and done. So I'm going to kind of put this where I can see it. This is a product of Miller Coors, Molson Coors. So that's why I went with the Coors glass. It's not actually a Coors product. It's originally a Miller product. Icehouse is one of the first ice beers that came out in the mid 90s, around 94, 95. And there is a website for it, but it tells you nothing about it. There's no links or anything. It talks about Icehouse Edge, which I thought was discontinued a couple years ago, but who knows. So I found a website. This is the Beverage Distributors out of Cleveland, Ohio. So it's like one of those distributing companies. They actually have a product description. It says type beer, style, lager, American, ABV 5.5, IBU 15. So there's an official IBU. Calories 149, which is, not overly much, but definitely not a light beer. Brewer, the Plank Road Brewery, which is Miller, and availability is year-round. I actually do not find this year-round. I do not find Icehouse in my town or county at all. So if I go out of town, I'll see it. My wife and I just celebrated our 11-year anniversary. Thank you very much. And we were up in Liberty, Missouri, which is probably one of the most northward suburbs of Kansas City. And we rented an Airbnb, just kind of stayed the weekend, had a good time. And like I do when I'm in other towns, I check out the liquor stores. They had a Total Wine, which I didn't buy this at Total Wine. I actually bought this at a convenience store, kind of like a liquor store called Poor Boys, P-O-U-R. Actually, I didn't buy this in Liberty. I bought this in Excelsior Springs, which is about 20 minutes away, if that. And it was only $1.49 for this 24-ounce can. So you can't go wrong with that. So what we get? We get really clear, super clear, yellow, like normal standard lager beer. There was a head there, and it kind of disappeared over time. This isn't as cold as I'd like it, but I wanted to it's starting to get darker as the day goes on, and I had taken the day off work because of my anniversary, and I just wanted to squeeze this in while I had time. As the day goes with work and everything, I kind of run out of time, and it seems like there's always stuff going on. So let's take a smell. Yeah, it smells like Miller High Life, kind of. Miller High Life's 4.8, something like that, so it's just a little stronger. Probably close to the same calories though, which is a wild thing. Yeah, goes down just as easy. 15 IBU, that's probably about right. Yeah, it's pretty good. If I saw this in my area, I would probably buy it. There was a time back around 2016, 2017, maybe you guys remember this, when Miller was doing something, and they took Milwaukee's best ice, and they took Icehouse. This was 5.5, and the Milwaukee's best ice was at 5.9, and they elevated them to 6.9. Whoo, man, they were. I may have had this during that time. If I was out of town, it seems like I remember grabbing it just to try it, but before I was doing video reviews. But man, I remember drinking Milwaukee's best ice, and it was a little much. It's like I could handle like one or two, but the sweetness and this kind of, you wouldn't think an extra % of alcohol would really make that much difference, but it did. You could taste it, and you can feel it. I do like one of those quart cans, a 32-ounce can, every so often. But if I went to go buy like like a 24 pack or a 15 pack or something like that, by the end of it, I'm like, ugh, kind of ready to move on to something else. Now, if I found this more regularly in my area, would I buy it? If it was cheap enough, if it was the same price equivalency as it was when I bought this tall boy for $1.50, essentially, that's essentially what I paid for Genesee 24-ounce Genesee Ice, and it's 5.5. I pay $1.40 at a liquor store. I can pay it in exact change with pocket change and get it for $1.40. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't say anything about. It says America's first domestic ice beer, because Icehouse is traditionally brewed, fermented, and just before aging, its temperature is lowered to below freezing. This process imparts the beer's smoothness and alcohol content that's slightly higher than other regular premium beer brands. So it's not made to taste differently. It's just by that processing, it's able to strengthen it a little bit, but it's able to do it without making it harsh. So yeah, it doesn't taste harsh to me. It's pretty well balanced. Um, I have had Icehouse Edge, but this is probably back in 2016 or something like that. Maybe even like 2019. But around, I want to say 2022, Miller cleared out a bunch of their brands. And Miller Coors or whatever it was. Because they don't make Keystone Ice anymore. There was a version of Steel Reserve, Triple X Reserve or something like that, which I have had. I was able to get on my way back from Alabama one time, and it didn't honestly taste a whole lot different. It may have, because all the stats were the same, but I wonder if it maybe just used a different variety of hops or something. I don't know, but they quit making that. You can still get regular Steel Reserve 211. At least all I can get is the 24-ounce cans. I can't get it in 12-ounce or pints anymore like I used to. The website actually shows this in a bottle, but I haven't seen this in bottles in a long time. A lot of the economy type brands, they just quit offering in bottles. It's all cans essentially now. I mean, there may be some places where the demand for bottles is still high enough to justify, making it that way, but around here, people that are into stuff like this, they don't really care. They just want it to be cheap, cold, refreshing. I'm not going to finish this whole thing on camera. I'll worry about it eventually. It does say Plank Road Brewery since 19... looks like 55. That must have been when that particular Miller Brewery was established. Because around the time this came out, they came out with Red Dog, which is a red, like an amber lager. I don't see that anymore. I haven't seen that in decades. So, yeah. So this is the only one. I'm surprised it's survived as long as it has. And I think ice beers have just kind of won out because of being a little stronger, being a little cheaper, bang for your buck. That's why there's no point of sales for this. There's no advertisements. You're not going to see anything like that. You're just going to see it on the shelf and people are going to buy it. And that's just how it goes. So anyway, thanks for watching us and listening to me ramble on about Icehouse, which I probably won't have for another long while unless my distributor decides to carry it around here. So, ooh, right out the front there. Nice. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and let me know in the comments what you guys think about Icehouse. If it's a good, reputable beer, or if it's swill, it's trash. If other ice beers are better, yeah, I'd like to know what your opinion is. And I will see you guys later.